High-speed rail 2 has been deemed unachievable by the infrastructure's watchdog. I'm going to read into this a little bit more from the BBC, guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an article from the BBC, and the headline is High Speed Rail 2, the rail link rated unachievable by the infrastructure watchdog. This project is already costing us a lot of taxpayers' money. It's not surprising that it's been rated unachievable, but let's read a little bit into it, guys. The High Speed 2 rail line has been given an unachievable rating by an official watchdog. It has been given the red warning for its first two phases, from London to Birmingham and then on to Crewe, by the Infrastructure and Projects Authority. The project aims to create high-speed rail links between London and central and northern England, but has faced major delays and criticism. The government says it's remained committed to delivering HS2. The red rating came in as the IPA's annual report on major projects, which was published on the 20th of July, gave a snapshot of progress on 244 projects. The IPA describes itself as the government's centre of expenditures for infrastructure and major projects, and reports to the Cabinet Office and Treasury. Now, I understand that this project is an expensive project, and there have been questions about whether it was a necessary project as well. And obviously, I would say, is this really a necessary project? Because that is the thing. And I think the answer is yes. But is it worth the costs? No. I'm not looking forward to when the final cost of this project is done. There have been far too many obstacles in the way. There have been far too many complications. This has been handled extremely badly by this government, and I just think this could have been done so much better, so much cheaper. There could have been so many other ways this could have been done. Not to mention the green land that this is being built on. I just think that this whole project is just not been done the right way. As someone who lives just outside London, Crossrail costs, as I think it was roughly about 18 billion. I think it was. Its original cost was supposed to be like under 10 billion, and the costs kept rising, and delays kept coming on that project. That was extremely frustrating, and I remember getting on it, and I was thinking, was this line worth the amount of money that we as taxpayers paid for it? Maybe in the long term it will be, and now I look at this project. The question is, for those who are living up north in the comments, let me know in the comments down below, is HS2 going to make a difference? Is it going to create jobs? Is it going to make a difference? That's the real key thing, because London is fine. It's the north that needs to build. The connections between London and the rest of the UK. It's not all about London. We need to build those bridges between other cities and towns. We're very fortunate to have the rail system that we have. Okay, it's not the best rail system on the planet. I understand that. And yes, it is an expensive one that we pay for, which is absolutely bonkers, if I'm honest. But the fact that we have a rail system in the UK in comparison to America, it's better than nothing, I would say. Of course, it should be a lot cheaper, but is HS2, is it going to make a difference? That is the question, guys. That is the question there. The IPA describes itself as the government's centre of expenditures for infrastructure and major projects, and reports to the Cabinet Office and Treasury. Under the IPA's grading system, the red rating implies successful delivery of the project appears to be unachievable. The rating also means that there are major issues with the project's definition, sorry for that noise, schedule, budget and quality and or benefits delivery, which at this stage do not appear to be manageable or resolvable. The project may need rescooping or to overall visibility reassessed. The phase of the project running from Crewe to Manchester was given an amber graded by the IPA, under which successful delivery of the project appears feasible, but significant issues already exist. The London to Birmingham leg of HS2 was due to open in 2026, but is now expected between 2029 and 2023. See, just like Crossrail, it was delayed significantly, and now this has been delayed significantly. An eastern leg of the line running to Leeds has been scrapped, and instead a shorter high-speed line will link Birmingham and East Midlands Parkway. In March, the government announced it was delaying the Birmingham to Crewe leg by 2 years to cut costs. Seems like it's costing more than that. A HS2 spokesperson said construction on the line was now hitting a peak, with work intensifying and huge civil engineering structures take place along the phase 1 of the route. The spokesperson added the priority was to ensure the initial high-speed services connecting Old Oak Common in the West London and Birmingham Curzon Street were running by the current target in early 2030s. So here's here's the HS route. So obviously phase 1 is supposed to be from London to Birmingham, and phase 2A from Birmingham to Crewe. Then obviously that would link up to Manchester, and phase 2B to East Midlands hubs there, and obviously Euston, Old Oak Common there. So it's supposed to be a faster link here to connect the north to the south. Obviously that's the whole point of the project. Management issues and unrealistic land valuations have caused costs to spiral. When this project was proposed, and whoever was like the people who behind it, who were looking at the costs and the numbers, and obviously they need to be dragged in front of the committee and asked why you got the costs so much wrong. They need the people who originally put down the people who said this is how much it will cost, this is how long it will take, all these questions. They need to be dragged in front of the committee, of an MP's committee, parliamentary committee, and asked why you said this at this time, and now it's costing us taxpayers more money and more time. They said one thing now, and now it's looking like it's costing more. We want answers. I want to know why it's costing us more money. As a taxpayer, I want to know. You guys want to know. We have a right to bloody know. Management issues and unrealistic land values have caused costs to spiral. A budget of 55.7 billion for the whole project was set in 2015. So we had a project of 55 billion for this project. But the target costs, excluding the eastern leg of phase 2B from West Midlands to the East Midlands, have soared to between 53 billion and 61 billion at 2019 prices. Earlier this month, HS2 lead executive Mark Thompson announced his resignation, and he will leave his role in September after 6.5 years. So he takes his pay and runs away because he failed. His resignation comes as phase 1 of the project between London and Birmingham is under construction, with major work taking place at more than 350 sites. In March, Transport Secretary Mark Harper announced the work at London Euston would be paused for 2 years after the increased cost from 2.6 billion to 4.8 billion. A spokesperson for the Department of Transport said we remain committed to delivering HS2 and the most cost-effective way of taxpayers. HS2 will bring transformational benefits for generations to come, improving connections to help grow the economy. Now, I'm all for growing the economy, guys, but my questions, rightfully so, as I've said, need to be asked on this project, guys. What was that? 55.7 billion was the original amount, guys, that they were expecting it to be. And it looks like it might rise to 61 billion. Could even be more than that. That is an insane high level of money. Taxpayers' money that is going into this project. And the idea, obviously, is that it's supposed to create jobs, create a stronger link between the north and the south. It's supposed to be something that will in the long term be beneficial to the country. But when I look at that number, I mean, obviously the initial project of 55 billion, and it's looking like it's going to cost more. Again, I say why? You know, why is this costing us more? Why are projects being scrapped? there needs to be some kind of, I would say, some kind of inquiry of some sorts into this, because clearly mistakes have been made in this project and we deserve answers for them. What do you guys think? What do you think of this project? Do you think it's a waste of money? Do you actually think it will benefit the UK? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe as always, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all very, very soon.